Hi, welcome. In this video, I'd like to take a couple minutes to explain, the intent of the method itself. How it is that when I'm talking about change, meaningful change, about motives, it really comes through the person themselves. Oftentimes, more often than not, the person is in a relational deficit, so to speak, which means that they have to come into right relationship. They have to take the leadership role. But that's how that's defined through how they think. It's really about making sure that their thinking processes change and what the method does to promote that. This is why when I tell people to make sure you follow the path of the method properly, with bringing the dog into positions, making sure influence is online through modeling the dog in, pushing on the dog's bum and doing the push-pull and continuing to engage at that level, because it changes how people think. Okay, for example, if you're pushing on the dog, your mind has to move over. Okay, whereas if you're not touching the dog, okay, and the dog's going into the positions on their own, oftentimes change isn't happening at that level. The motives never clean up. Okay, even though you're getting the dog going into the positions, it's not going to package up properly. Just understand there's depth to the system. So therefore, this is why I tell people it's very important to make sure that you continue to follow the method properly for a period of time, because again, it's like an echo. Okay, just understand it's part of the process of change. But when a dog comes, so there's that aspect of it. Okay, there's the aspect of reasons behind the actual how people engage the method at that level. It's very important. But also there's another aspect when a dog, say, comes to me for board and training or for service dog training. The method doesn't have to, it's not about the method changing me that way. Okay, so it's more about the method, the integrity of the method being such that it brings the dog into agreement with my personality type, with how I think already. So it's about integrity of that method doing that. Okay, so because again, it's about how change is being promoted. Okay, it's not about changing me. It's about the method itself aligning properly, so that the dog comes into agreement through my personality type. That's why the pushing at a certain level with me isn't as important. But however, I'll do it to speed things up. Okay, just understand there's that too. It makes it more meaningful. Okay, kind of digs in a way. But again, just understanding if that's why it's important to understand about personality types of people. If you do it in a way that the dog's holding too much influence, control, and power through the dog owner, and I start to bring that script online that way, and just think about me not needing to change, it can cause too much challenge based on how I think already. Okay, however, in a lot of the cases, people need the change, so therefore, at a high level, it's really critical that people follow or stick to the integrity of that method, because change has to happen at that level with the people's thinking processes. Okay, but again, here's another dynamic. If the dog's coming to me, it's not about me changing that way. So therefore, the type of interactions, okay, that are happening don't have to take on more of a life-changing thing for people, which means that, for example, if someone's really needing to change a lot, their daily interactions, this is why I say there's no separation between training and life. Okay, people have to change how they think. So therefore, the method itself can't be just like, okay, I'll do Dale's method over on this side, and I'll continue to just think how I always thought on the other side, and pet all over my dog and do all these things. It's not going to work out. Okay, just understand. It's just to really think about what I'm saying. Therefore, the method itself is about changing people, so it needs to come online. It's about changing how you think. So when you're hanging out with your dog, whether it's watching TV or whatever, it's about reconciling that connection, how the dog perceives you. So it has to be employed to change you. So therefore, it's different that way. But however, again, the dog comes to me, it's not about that life-changing process that way. It's more about circuit training. Okay, just think of what I do. It's just multiple interactions, because again, the dog knows the real deal. So so just something to think about. There's depth to the method. It's very intentional with what it's meant to do. how it processes. This is why, if you think about, some people will say, man, I have this high drive dog, and I barely had to even, do much or touch on the dog at all, and this dog changed. Well, I don't doubt it at all, because it's about you. Okay, it's about the personality type, right from, say, the puppy stage up through. It didn't have to line up that way. However, when someone's in a deficit, okay, when the dog has control and power, the method itself, how this relational, method and scripting process works, is meant to promote change at that high level. Okay, it's meant to really gain momentum that way, and bring that dog in, but change the person too. So just understand, there's a couple of variables here, but again, what I tell people is just stick to the script. Okay, let the method change you, let the method change the dog. And just stick. Don't let up, because again, if you just trust on the fact that dogs going into the positions by themselves, there's a time and place for that. But again, if you do it too soon, the motors won't clean up because you haven't changed enough. Okay, so the bringing the dog into positions and the level of influence that has to come online has to maintain the integrity of that. Has to stay true to form for a period of time. So anyway, just something to understand about the method itself. There's a lot going on, just beyond appearances. Just understand that it's about what it means relationally to the dog, to changing people, how it package up, how it aligns the motives of the dog, cleans it up. But again, it's got to hold true for a period of time, and you'll know when it's cleaning up, because again, it's how the dog's reacting and responding to the script within the parameters of what's reasonable. Okay, it's about reasonable level of influence happening. It's relational. It's about relational change. So anyway, thanks for watching.